Hello, we are Team One, including Brian, Crystal, Carrie, Chris, and Donald, and we chose Tesla to do our project on. Some company background is Tesla is a manufacturing company that specializes in the production and design of electric cars and energy storage. They have four vehicle offerings currently: the Roadster, the Model S, the Model X, and the newest, the Model 3. Tesla also designs and produces energy storage devices for home, business, and industrial. And their mission statement is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. Our focus for this project is Tesla's vehicle line. And for their SWOT, their strengths, their biggest strength is their superior batteries, which offer a longer drive time between charging. They also have their own battery production facility, which lowers the cost in the supply chain. Their second biggest strength is their brand recognition. Due to a lot of media coverage, their cars and their brand is really well known. Their weaknesses are the high prices on their cars. They have priced out a majority of their target consumer group. And their second biggest weakness is their $10 billion debt load. Their opportunities are that the global demand for vehicles is on the rise, so they have opportunities to sell their cars globally. Another opportunity they have is the economic boost to the US due to less reliance on foreign oil. And another opportunity they have is the federal government offers grants for green technology that businesses are developing, so they could take advantage of those grants to lower their debt level. A threat to them is that there's not an overly large demand for fully electric cars. And a threat is that Generation Y, they're the biggest consumer group interested in green technology, cannot afford to buy their vehicles. And their other biggest threat is their competition. Most of their competition's prices are lower. And next up is Chris doing the BCG matrix.
Thanks, Crystal. That sounded great. Like Crystal mentioned, debt is a big problem for Tesla. Getting into the automotive industry is very cost. There's kind of a barrier to entry. The cost is huge to manufacture cars, especially electric vehicles. So, because of their huge debt load and their young, being young in the automotive market, that makes them a question mark on the BCG matrix. Like I said, they're spending a lot of money and they have not gotten that growth yet, but the future will hold the truth. Maybe they do sell more and the electric vehicles take off. Everyone gets more eco conscious, and then they, really become the stars or a cash cow, possibly depending on their costs and their debt. And then now we have the market segmentation. Crystal also mentioned part of this. Tesla's primary target market is about 30 to 60 years old for age, about upper middle class, average income of 80,000 plus. These are people who are a little more aware of possible effects of, greenhouse gases and just, the carbon footprint and that whole, kind of that whole coalition, you might say, everyone being a little more conscious and trying to reduce their effects on the earth and all of that. And then, like she mentioned as well, kind of the secondary market that they're certainly priced out of is the 18 to 24-year-olds. I fall within this market and I could not afford a Tesla, although I think they're pretty cool and I think it's a good idea and, going in the right direction, but a little cost prohibitive for me, but we'll see in the future. Next, we have Brian with the competitive landscape. Here you go, Brian.
Thank you, Chris. So there's about three competitors that they're dealing with as far as electric cars go. There's the 2018 Nissan Leaf. It ranges anywhere from 29,000 to about 36,000. It's quick, smooth acceleration. It's got a broad complement of drive assistant features, great driving experience. Back seats don't fold flat, so that's a disadvantage of it. And it has limited small item storage as well. Then there's also the 2018 Chevrolet Volt, which ranges about 33,000 to 37,000. More all-electric range than most plug-in hybrids. Plenty of advanced tech and safety features are available. It's nimble and easy to drive in the city. It's difficult to park though. The interior material quality is disappointing because the rear seat and luggage area aren't as roomy as well. And then there's the 2019 BMW i8, which ranges from 147,000 about 163,000. This is a very high-end vehicle. It's excellent integration of powertrain and in-car technology. Its futuristic design turns plenty of heads when people see it. The new convertible model just came out. It's difficult to get in and out of, but the performance lags behind the competitor. Then we're going to move into the product brand positioning. Tesla's strategically positioned in the electrical vehicle market as a high-end manufacturer and dealer. Tesla gains competitive advantage over other incumbents because of their direct-to-consumer sales. They don't have stores, so you really have to purchase this vehicle through them directly. They don't have sales agents and service centers. Innovative customer financial options and they're very technological innovations as well. So they're not at the high end of the cost, but they're definitely at the high quality. And of course, BMW is more at the high cost, but also similar to the high quality. And then you have Chevrolet, which is more at the low end of the cost and not as high quality, along with Nissan. And then to talk about price strategy, I'm going to introduce Carrie, and she'll be talking about that.
Okay, so Tesla's pricing strategy is different than any of their competitors, as pricing is non-negotiable. They do not have a dealership. Instead, they have stores placed around in different cities. They really push for people to buy their cars through their website, which is significantly different than any of their other competitors. Their transactions being online is where customers can customize their car. And it also, they don't have test drives unless a customer puts $5,000 down. So instead of a customer being able to go into a dealership with other competitors' cars, Tesla customers have to seek out Tesla in particular. Also, Tesla doesn't have any overstock since every car is made to order, which is to their advantage and sets them apart from other competitors. As you can see in their pricing, however, they are on the higher end. The Nissan Leaf at a max is $36,000, whereas the lowest price for Tesla Model 3 is $36,000. The Chevy Volt also is around $37,000, and that competes with Tesla's lowest model that they have. BMW is more online with Tesla, being more expensive, but in general, Tesla is more expensive than any of their competitors. Through channel distribution, they rely on their marketing. Like I mentioned earlier, they have their customers seek them out as opposed to seeking out their customers. They rely heavily on their brand name for that. Their stores are located in very affluent and highly trafficked areas, such as shopping malls, instead of having dealerships on a strip like other dealerships have. And then they also rely heavily upon their website. Since you do need to order your car through websites, through their website, they rely heavily on that for people to customize their car and make their orders. This is their main channel of distribution and how they reach their customers. Next, Donnie will be talking about the promotion strategy.
Thank you. So Tesla had previously announced that they had about a $0 advertising budget compared to other competitors. In reality, in 2015, they actually spent about $28.6 million in advertising total. But compared to Ford in 2015, who spent $2.68 billion in advertising in the US alone, they're spending pennies on their advertising compared to their competitors. They rely heavily on social media with 4 million followers across Twitter, Facebook, and any other platform, and also heavily on Elon Musk, the founder of Tesla and SpaceX, who's constantly making press releases and dealing with public relations, gives them a lot of face, as well as their ability to promote their environmental sustainability with their homes, the Tesla homes, which have solar panels and batteries to charge the cars who aren't using gas consumptions. They have multiple methods of getting to the customer and appealing to them without having to actually spend a lot of money on advertising. And to kind of wrap up here, Tesla stands as a question mark for now on the BCG matrix, but there's plenty of indication that they hope to move to a star as long as they can get the sales and avoid the bottlenecks in production. Some of their strengths, they have many strengths, such as market-leading batteries in their cars, and that's a huge competitive advantage in the electronic car market. They have a clear view for the target market and how to reach them across different age groups. They utilize the non-negotiable price structuring, which means they don't have to deal with a lot of haggling and don't have to have the dealerships. They have a clear, user-friendly website that they want a lot of their ordering to come through, and they have a very strong brand with very low advertising costs. And all of these are how Tesla are reaching to a competitive advantage across all car markets, but especially the electronic car market as of today. Thank you.